Hey everybody, this is Cindy again from So Many Quilts, So Little Time. I'm getting some sewing done today. I'm going to show you a quick and easy block. It can use many different size cuts and it can actually use scraps and fat quarters. So hold on just a second and I will show you how you can use some of the tips and tricks I've already shown you in other videos and make a quick and easy quilt. This one is all about the cutting. Okay, so the block that I have in mind is the Keyhole block. This is a 2.5 inch square, that is. This is a 6.5 by 2.5 inch, along with all of the other ones that are around. It makes it very easy to cut out of jelly rolls, and what you do is you cut out of a single strip, you cut 4 2.5 by 6.5 rectangles. And they will fit around your set of 3 2.5 inch square blocks that are sewn together. But if you cut it in a certain way, you'll have a lot less waste. And I'll be showing you that here in just a second. I have you at the cutting table now, and I have a 2.5 inch strip by width of fabric. You can use jelly rolls, or you can cut your own, or you can even use scraps. But I'm going to show you how you can take a width of fabric, jelly roll strip, 2.5 inch strip, and make the parts for all of the Keyhole block. So what you're going to do is you're going to unfold part of it. You're just going to leave it like this and unfold it. You're going to put your selvage ends down. I have my June Taylor ruler that I love. You do not have to have that any way that you like to cut and trim up. That is fine. You don't have to have this specialty ruler. I just really enjoy it. It cuts down on my errors and it's real easy to line up. It doesn't have as many lines. So what I'm going to do is first of all move it up here where you can see it. Then I'm going to put my ruler down to where I'm cutting off my selvage edges. And I'm going to pick this up and I'm going to double check that I got my selvage off on the underside. And I did. I think I did. Yes, I just barely got it off. So I'm going to throw that away. Now I'm going to line that back up with my cut. And I'm going to make sure that I'm parallel at the top. Make sure I didn't get my cut off. I think I did. I'm going to go ahead and cut it again just to be sure. That little bit might not make a difference, but it's better to have it done. Then I'm going to come over to the 6.5 inch line and I'm going to cut 6.5. I'm going to have 2 6.5 inch bars. Then I'm going to pull this down. I'm going to line it up again. And if I need to square it up again, I will, because it looks like I got it a little off, or maybe I have this kind of away from me a little bit. I'll go back and straighten up that other one because evidently I got it wrong. And then I'm going to do 6.5 again. Okay, so now you have enough of the 6.5 inch bars to do the sides of the Keyhole block. So you're going to have some left over here. So if you have 2 of the same color, go ahead and cut you another set of 6.5 because you'll have plenty, and do that, and then you will have 2 more towards another one. Then you're going to have a little piece left, depending on the width of the fabric. You're going to have a piece left. So what you do is you're going to have a bunch of these pieces and you sew them together. And then you cut those in 2.5. This is what's going to make your center with very little waste. Now you may still have to do some, but this will help cut down in your waist. So you've got 6 of these, 6.5 by 2.5s. And then you're going to have a little piece to start on some of the others. And then you may have to take some of your scraps and make some of your center assemblies. So I'm going to show you some that I've already made. And this is where I have taken some jelly rolls that I already had done, and I'm doing a different colorway than that. I was just showing you how to cut that. Now this is going to be 6.5 inches long by 2.5. So everything's going to fit together perfectly. And so, like I have some others in batiks. This is what I'm doing right here. It's going to be, I seldom mix regular quilting cotton and batiks, but these are very pretty, and that's what I was working on. So, and then like sometimes if you've worked on something else and you might have made a miswhack. Guess what I did? I made a miswhack, but this is going to be good. I have 3 2.5-inch strips sewn together. I can cut that into 2.5-inch strips by 6.5-inch, and that can be my centers. So hang on just a minute, and I have some of the quilt that I'm working on right now ready to sew, and I'll show you how it comes together. Okay, so I have some sets that are all ready to go where I can do some chain piecing to make the keyhole block. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to have 4 of the outside. That's all going to be one color, and then I'm going to have this strip. So I'm going to get this started. I have sets of these to go, and once you get this part done, it goes very quickly, and you're able to chain piece. So let me go through here. I'm going to set down the center, and I'm going to take the outside, put them right sides together, 1/4 inch. You're going to find that mine are going to be a little bit longer. This is 6.5. It's just I had some strips that had the pinked edges and makes it a little different. When you do that, when you have some hand cut and some factory cut pieces, then you're going to have to trim it up. And I wasn't very careful with my ironing also. So I am going to line it up, and then I'm going to start sewing. I'm going to sew down this side. Oh, I'm going to have to take a small break. I need a bobbin. Okay, I have gotten my bobbin replaced. I've tried to put everything back about like where it was so you can still see everything. I was getting ready to sew on the one of the sides. So let me go ahead and do that right now. I've got everything lined back up, 1/4 inch all the way down the side. So while I have that one in there, I'm wanting to chain piece. So I'm going to go ahead and pick up another one. Let me pick another one that doesn't have the same colors on the side, so it's a little bit easier for you to see which one I'm working on. And then I'm going to take that one. I'm going to put these over here, and I'm going to see if there's a difference on this batik, if it looks like it has a front and back. And then I'm going to line it up here and start it. Okay, so I went ahead and cut that one so I could have it over here to start. I'm just going to finger press this right now. It's not that crucial on these sides right now, but it will be when I get ready to put the tops and the bottoms on. And you're going to see I've already got a little bit of difference right here. So I need to be careful when I put this piece on that I'm putting it right sides together and that I'm trying to line it up the best I can to not let everything kind of get out of square. So I'm lining it up. Got to pull it up just a tad more. There we go. I'd start right there, and then when I get ready to trim it up, then this will get cut off or it'll get sewn in a seam. So I'll make sure my needle stops before I reach back here and get this other one. I'm going to set it over here and have it ready for just a second, and then I'm going to finish sewing this up on the sides. Then I'm going to do the same thing for this one. And see how you can chain piece, you can keep everything going. And if you have it in where you can just go through the whole stack, then I'm glad you can do that. I get mixed up sometimes, and mine look a little bit more random and pieced. And so this is how I like to work, and there's nothing wrong with you going through the whole stack, doing one side, then coming back, doing the other side. But this keeps me from having too many piles and trying to figure out and where did everything go and where else is it going. So I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing this one. All right, so I have this side, this one done, and then I have this extra right here. So what I'm going to do, instead of just taking it to the cutting table, I am just going to go ahead and I am just going to cut that a little bit. If you're not good at this and you want to take it and let your rotary cutter, I am sorry I'm flopping that around so quick. I'm not trying to get you dizzy, but you know, trim it up a little bit where it'll all go in the seams really, really well. Okay. So this is where I would press it, because I would like for everything to fit together as best as possible. I'm on camera, so to save you a little bit of time, I'm going to go ahead and just finger press the best I can. And then I'm going to put this side right here on, doing my very best to line up everything before I put it down. And then I'm going to put it down. And sew. And make sure I keep it lined up. And because I didn't press it, I kind of pulled it a little bit. But once you have that pressed, you're not going to have to do that. All right, so you've got that side on. We have the same thing going on with this one. So I have a little bit of extra here. I know I'm going to have to trim it back just a little bit where I can get the best results. I'm going to have to actually trim it off a little bit on both ends. So I'm just going to try to line it up a little bit, because I have one of those guides on my foot on my machine so that it does 1/4 inch. And if I don't have that real close to what I need, then it kind of bunches up a little bit, and I don't want that for my ends there. So the next piece is going to be this. I'm going to put it right here, and you can see how these are coming together, and they're probably looking differently than what you're expecting, because, you know, when you put all these color combinations together, it really has a different effect. So let me get this started here. And you can see how that bunches up in my pressure foot. And I tried to cut that back a little bit. I just did not cut it back enough. Let me go ahead and get that one before he falls off the back side. And do this. All right, so now I'm going to just finger press this back. It's looking nice, isn't it? It's looking very nice. Now I'm going to take this last piece and put it right here. And so these go together very quickly. And like I said, once you get your cutting done and you get those strips cut, if you're working, see how I have that really needs to be cut back. Let me go ahead and cut that back. It didn't look like it that much whenever I just had it without it lined up, but then I could tell it really needed to be cut back. And so I'm going to line it up and set it down here. Now my stacks are going to get in the way. I'm going to move them. Don't want them to slide off, lose everything. Let me get that one before he falls off the back. Probably wouldn't be any big deal if he did. And then I'll show you how these look, because it is really amazing how this looks. And it is really simple for you to do a little bit of piecing, and then you can get these done. And then I am going to also show you where I have done some things a little different, where I've made them all different pieces on the sides and some other little variations that I'm working on. So you kind of see how that's going. I'm going to go ahead and switch to something else and show you another little step or two. I'll be right back. Okay, so here are the two pieces that I had just sewn. And they will actually look pretty good sitting next to each other in the quilt. The only points you're gonna have to match are right here. And then I'm gonna show you a few others that I had worked on. And here are these. And then when I get ready to make my rows, I'm going to make some with the whole blocks. Then I'm going to make some where I don't put a side on it. Or you can do it just like this and just line them all up. And you'll have to match all your points. Or you can do this and you can leave one of the sides. It's kind of difficult to see with all the other colors. Let me move those out of the way. Or you can do it with one of the sides off. So you're going to have like a 4.5-inch piece, top and bottom, and then you're going to have your three 2.5s, and your 6.5, and that's going to make them stagger to where you're not going to have as many seams to match when you get ready to put your quilt together. So let me show you here what I'm talking about. It's going to go together like this. They're going to stagger, and then they're going to continue to repeat down through there. Okay, everybody, so I have my keyhole quilt finished, and I have put the partial blocks in on the ends. You're going to need one partial block per row. You're going to alternate and put a partial block on one side on one row and on the other side on the next row. So I just wanted to show you how this looks once it's finished. And I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope you have this has sparked some creativity in you, and that you are able to take some scraps or some jelly rolls and make something beautiful out of what you have. Thank you for all your likes, subscribes, comments, and shares. Thank you so very much for spending time with me today. I know you could be watching other channels, and I appreciate your time. Have a good day. Bye.